Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. You may have seen her in Morocco, New York City, Los Angeles, California, Detroit, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the background singers for Mickey Howard and the late, great Gerald Levert. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, the beautiful, the wonderful, the spectacular, Miss Coco McMillan.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coco McMillan Show, where we make it happen. I am so excited to be with you today. This is the Coco McMillan Show, where we bring some amazing flavor to the virtual talk show circuit, featuring our national and our local recording artists, business owners, social media gurus, physical and mental health awareness. This is where we make it happen. We have this show designed just for you. We give the guests the opportunity to come on the show and talk about what they're doing, discuss their career goals, their challenges, what they're doing in the industry, new opportunities, as well as awareness. And so we have designed it just for you. If you want to be a part of the Coco McMillan Show, please make sure you reach out to me at Coco McMillan Music at gmail.com, or you can reach me on any other social media platforms. We are here for you. We are here to bring you to the show, to give you the chance to talk about your experience, your knowledge. We believe in sharing that, because I say every week, millions of souls can be blessed just by your testimony. And we want you to bring it here to the show. So please make sure that you reach out to me. You can find us here live on the IBM network, on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. If you are in the presence of your home and you have a Roku TV, go to your Roku TV, download Pod TV Live. It's free, okay? It's free, by the way. Download it and you can watch it there in the presence of your home. You can go to www.podtv.tv. It's so many ways that you can watch us. So we want you to be a part of this broadcast. We want you to like, share, comment. We want to hear how you feel about the show, all that stuff. So listen, we are here from you. We are here for you. So welcome to the Coco McMillan Show. Those of you out there tonight, let us see that you're here. Go ahead and put it in the chat. I see Mr. CJ. Oh, Greer, what's up? What's up, Chris Greer? That's Shaw University in the house. So good to see you there. So go ahead and put in the chat where you're watching from, what you're doing, all that good stuff. Let someone know that you are about to spend the next hour with your girl Coco, and we have two amazing guests on the show tonight. We were just talking backstage. We got Dre and Trey. Ha, that's funny, right? We got Dre and Trey with us tonight, so we are excited what God is doing for the show. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate, your services. If you want to donate to the show, please make sure you reach out to us. We want to hear from you, all that good stuff. But listen, I don't want to prolong it. While you're there, while you letting someone know that you're going to be on the show tonight, text someone, share it. What's up, TT? What's up, TT is in the house. Let someone know that, listen, Trey Sneed is here with us this evening. Okay, so they're gonna miss it. So you better go ahead and let somebody know that Trey is on here with us tonight. It's a bittersweet moment, when I'm introducing him, because I think about his dad, the GOAT, the legacy, Mr. Troy Sneed. Most of you know, especially if you're in the music industry and gospel, we lost a legend 4 years ago, April 2020. We lost a good friend, a brother, Mr. Troy Sneed. We lost him due to COVID, which was a shocking and really just heartfelt moment that no one could really grasp when we lost Troy. And I was sad. I was really sad to hear that, because you just didn't expect that to happen to one of your own. And for those that know Troy, you know that he had great songs like My Heart Says Yes, Moving Forward, the famous song Hallelujah, Work It Out. His label was Intro Gospel, combined with his names of himself and his lovely wife, Emily. Shout out to Emily Sneed out there. He had artists on his label such as Alvin Darling, the Arkansas Gospel Mass Choir, the Wilmington Chess Mass Choir, Bishop Rudolph McKenzie, all these top names he had on his label. The other label that Troy had was T Records, and he had such artists like myself, Coco McMillan. I was on T Records. Also, Tajon was on there as well. So, but this evening, we have his son here with us, Trey Sneed, and they've done a rendition. This is a remake of one of Troy Sneed's songs, a remake, rearranged. They want to keep the legacy going, and Trey was actually I cannot believe it. Like, I can't believe it. Like, when I knew Trey, he was like 10 years old. So they have a song all that's out now called All Is Well. And it's Troy Street and featuring Trey Sneed, his youngest son. So he's with us today. I want to bring him on before I play the song and just talk to him a little bit about the new song that's out, All Is Well. Can you please help me welcome Mr. Trey Sneed?
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me on.
I kept saying Trey. Trey, it's so good to have you here, man. You know, just to see your face, to see your smile, just bring back so many memories. But how are you doing? How are you doing today, Trey?
I'm good.
Good.
I cannot complain.
Yes. I am so excited. Like, all this time, we didn't know you could sing. You play football. Like, who does that? It just so what? I mean, what just talk to me a little bit about, when you were writing, when you were doing this song, or just, because it was really sad losing your father. We are still praying for you and the family, and your mom. But doing this song, how did you feel when you were doing the song, Trey?
Yeah. Yeah, that is a loaded question. I would say, I mean, it was definitely a whirlwind of emotions. I mean, this definitely honestly was it started, I guess, 4 years ago, in terms of course, like you mentioned, it was very unexpected losing my father in the way that we did. And for my family specifically, it was tough. And I think we were initially in that place. We were so focused on kind of banding together, like taking care of each other, that it was just necessarily, we weren't in the right headspace or the right place in life to be able to honor my father the way that he genuinely should be honored. And I think going through that path, the opportunity finally presented itself, in terms of, honestly, my younger sister, so Tyler. She was the one who really had the idea of kind of doing this Nat King Cole, Natalie Cole rendition. And of course, we love that idea as a way to kind of, this was a therapeutic session for our family, but kind of a way to bring everybody along and be able, everybody can kind of share a piece of the light that my dad brought to this world, and kind of be able to experience that with us. So then it just went into picking what song we necessarily wanted to do. And All Is Well, I just felt, especially with the lyrics and what he talks about within the song, it perfectly exemplified what me, myself personally, what my family kind of had to go through over these 4 years, in terms of, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how this is going to work out. It's like you can't necessarily connect the dots of like what just happened. And just as time goes by and life goes by, you're able to start to see just the foundations that my father laid down, with the relationship that I had with him, and the relationship that what he instilled within our family, in terms of, our family was just built on strength but love. And when I look and I see my younger sister, she has 2 beautiful babies and she's married, and I see my mom, and I just see what's in store for my life, and I see I'm surrounded by just so much love and authentic relationships that I was able to build. It's all stemmed, the root of that was the relationship and what my dad started. So this is our way of saying all is well.
All is well. Yes, your dad and your mom, Emily. I love you, Miss Emily. They were like the sweetest couple ever. And I said to you backstage, you were young. You were about 10 years old when it was on the label, but just the joy that they brought into my life, and everything that they done for me in my music career, I can never repay. I'm just so thankful to be a part of the family. Also, Tawana Shamley, shout out to her. Just been knowing her for many years and just keeping that connection. But I listened to the song, Trey, and I absolutely love the song. Did your father knew that you could sing?
Honestly, I don't think he did know I could sing to the extent. I was the like my father. I was the practical jokester. So it's like if I was singing, it's most likely I would be trying to impersonate someone else or like be funny, like me singing 2 or 3 notes and kind of like play it off. I was the football guy, but like if anything, I was always sung in the shower. So if you were outside the door, maybe you could hear me there. But like, I remember when we used to go on vacation, cruises was a vacation of choice, and we always had there was a karaoke at night on cruises at all times, and it's like I would always be the opening act, and then my dad would come sing something by Luther and bring the whole house down. So maybe that was the furthest extent I think that he knew, but I don't think anybody, even myself, I didn't know. When I kind of hear, sometimes I'll hear the track back, I'm like, that's me.
Right. Because I was like, when I heard your interview, I think it was with Erica Campbell or Dolly McCory, one of them. I was like, nah, that's not Trey. And when I talked to Wanda, I was like, oh my God. She was like, I didn't know either. Like you kept this hidden talent.
That's Ken. Ken, he's good at his job. Our sound engineer, he is very good at his job. I'll say that.
Wow. Yes. Now, where are you located now? Are you still in Florida?
So I live in New York.
You're in New York. Okay.
I ended up going to school in this area, and I just ended up staying.
So you're done with football, no football or anything? What's up, Antonio? No football or
yeah. So I definitely hung up the cleats for to play professionally, but I'll still join a local flag football league in my community every now and again, just to show the people I still got it a little bit. But nah.
Someone says no possibilities of playing with the Jets or the Giants.
No, the Jets might be all right this year, and the Giants, I don't know how much they can figure it out. But other than that, I mean, they seem like they got the job done themselves. They don't need me.
So listen, so Trey, the song is doing absolutely amazing. All is well, and it's something I absolutely love the song. It's something, a line that you talk about in the song, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this. You say in the song, "I lost my brother and my father too. Just a boy." You said just a boy became a man at the age of 22.
Yes, ma'am.
That touched me, right? Okay, all right. We already talked about this, right? We talked about this, Trey. No crying, no.
Sorry, we're gonna let it go. Hey, we'll let it go. We
okay. But that
good.
line was so amazing and prophetic. It's just like you at 22, you became a man because losing your father and your brother. I know that was tough on the family. How did you get back up again? How did you just, you said becoming a man at 22, what did you do?
Yeah. Honestly, so I can't lie to you, say that mantle was very heavy when it initially happened. And I always kind of growing up, and especially in that period of going boy to a man, I had the two best examples I could ever ask for with my father and my brother, and just how they handled themselves in business, but more so how they took care of their family. Like they really provided the best example for what I still continue to this day to kind of model what I want for myself in terms of being a man in this world. But yeah, no, it honestly, time. Time literally is just that, and it's doing the best you can on given whatever circumstances you have, and kind of taking it day by day, because eventually the mantle doesn't necessarily feel as heavy. And again, I think when you kind of get the further along, I was able to kind of get out of that grieving process. Again, I start to really relish on the relationship I did and the lessons that they did teach me. Like, if anything, they gave me everything I needed
Yes.
in order to be the man that I wanted to be for my sister and my mom at the time, and
Yes.
for the family that I'm going to have one day, and like my future children. I plan to kind of take the relationship that I was able to establish with them and kind of keep that going. But yeah, no,
Wow.
it wasn't easy, but it was good.
That's amazing, and thank you for sharing that with us, because I'm sure the viewers on here, you never know what someone is going through or what they are enduring, or what position, what's going on in their life right now, and just your words of encouragement and your wisdom. I know that it's helping somebody out there today. I know people are ready for the song. I'm ready for them to hear the song. I want you to introduce, before we play it, Trey, why don't you just again introduce this beautiful, beautiful song?
Most definitely. So this is All Is Well. It's the original that we all have grown to love from my father, with a little spice added on from myself, Trey Sneed, and everything, the experience that you got from listening the first time. I hope we only take that and we continue that. And honestly, the biggest underlying idea for all of this is that the light that my dad shed on this earth, I didn't want it to be ended at April of 2020. So we're going to keep that ball rolling. For anyone who wants to stay, quick side note, anyone who wants to stay in contact with us, we are on social. So if you're on Instagram and Facebook, you can go to Troy Sneed _legacy. And that way you can stay up to date. My sister, like I said, she's been the one that's really been pushing this mantle forward, and she has a bunch of ideas that she has, and we are super excited to share them with you. And also, the song is available now. Since last Friday, it's available. You can get it anywhere, wherever you stream your music.
I love it. You are natural for this, Trey. You are natural. We're gonna.
My mama and Tawana, they would have got mad at me if I wouldn't have added that on at the end. So, Mama, I told you I was gonna get it.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, check this out. I want you to listen to this beautiful song by Troy Sneed and Mr. Trey Sneed, entitled All Is Well. Check this out.
Sitting here looking at all these bills, but ain't got no money. Some of my closest friends are acting real funny now. I've been praying without ceasing, been giving God my best. Lately it's been nothing but a whole lot of bad news. But just when I was about to give up, throw in the towel, that's when the Spirit man rose up inside of me and said, all is well. Oh yes, all is well. Just give it to Jesus. Oh yes, oh yes, all is well. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but all I know, he's gonna see me through it. I'm gonna give it to Jesus. Oh yes, yes I am, and say all is well.
Let's go a little deeper. Let me take you down my street. This is my story. Lost my father, lost my brother too. Just a boy that became the man of the family at 22. Questioning God, processing this grief, crying day and night, but longing for peace. Where are you, God? I'm all alone. That's when the spirit man rose up inside of me and said, all is well. All is well. Give it to Jesus. Oh no, oh my. All is well. Oh, I don't know how he's gonna do it, but all I know, he's gonna see. We're gonna give it to Jesus.
He can work it, whatever
it is.
He can work it out. He can
and I'm thankful.
He can work it out. Yes,
I gave it to Jesus. I know he'll work it out. He's working, he's working, he's working, he's working, he's working. Whatever it is, say all is well. I'm happy now. I finally see it, that all is well. I love you, Dad.
Wow. Oh my God. Woo. Gosh. I have no words. All is well. I mean, you guys, that was amazing. You know, I was sitting here in the background trying to sing the high notes. I couldn't even register it. I'm like, between you and your dad, like, really?
He even has me beat. No, I remember I was in the studio. I'm like, oh, I am not matching you on that. No, sir.
So what said Tony said they're looking forward to buying the music. So yeah, please make sure you support them. We have it here at the bottom of the screen. All is well. It's on all digital platforms. You can reach out to him. Trey, man, thank you so much. I know that you're busy. You got so much going on now. People, I'm sure that your phone is ringing for these interviews and these. Are we going to see you on tour? Maybe
we'll see. You know, it's like I said, this is very, very new territory for me. So I'm kind of, like I said, taking it one day as it comes. You know, I'm enjoying the process. That's if anything, all throughout my these last 4 years, it's taught me just sit back and enjoy the process. So I mean, I'll never say never for anything.
Right?
Yeah. We will see.
Well, let's see. Well, we're going to be looking forward to it. We're going to support you. Anything that you need from us on the show, we are here for you. And please make sure you give your mom, Miss Emily, a big hug for me. Shout out to Tawana. Tawana, my girl. Yeah. She's always in the background just rooting for the artist. And I appreciate that, man. She's a true woman of God, and she got your back. So I appreciate Tawana for that. So Trey, thank you so much, man. I love you, man. Much success to you, much favor. I can't wait till you get out there on tour. I'm gonna pop up on stage and I'm gonna try to sing your dad's part.
For sure. We need somebody to.
All right, man. I love you. Thank you so much. Right. God bless you.
Man, take care.
All right. Whew, that was Mr. Trey Sneed, the youngest son of Mr. Troy Sneed. So I pray that you follow him, buy his music, support him, continue to give him encouraging words, he and his family, because, of that loss of his dad. I mean, you think about it daily and it doesn't stop there. So we always solicit your prayers for the Sneed family. So next on our list today, we have an amazing New Yorker in the house, Mr. Dre Steinberg, an amazing entrepreneur. He started his business during COVID. After losing his job, being isolated from his families and friends, he struggled to find a purpose. And one of his affirmations that he used during this time was, "I am designed to conquer." I love that. And ultimately, it helped him regain his confidence and his purpose. He specializes in transforming small business narratives into powerful brand identities and dynamic web presence. His expertise is in graphic design, branding, and development. Listen, I talked to him backstage. He's so humble, and I appreciate him coming to the show, taking this time. Before I bring him on, I want to play you this quick clip of Designed to Conquer. Check this out.
Yeah, I know we on a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks, iHeartRadio, Party 1019, the Matrix Studios Network, and what I like to do is highlight businesses. So this here is my business segment, and we have Dre Steinberg.
Yes.
Of Designed to Conquer. Now, Steinberg, I don't know how many black people I know with Steinberg. You got
An interesting name.
Yeah. Let's talk to me about that, because I'm interested in finding out.
Okay, so I have I guess a very interesting background. Ironically enough, both of my parents met in foster care. So my father was adopted, and he was adopted by a Jewish man.
Gotcha.
So I have a great-grandfather by the name of George Steinberg, who I inherited the last name from. So growing up has been like an interesting thing, because I went to Catholic school. I graduated from Cardinal Hayes out in the Bronx. So a lot of people, this is prior to the Drake thing, so the only people that you could think of like this was kind of like Amari Stoudemire, who's a black Jew, and then Lenny Kravitz.
Right.
Like, so those two people was like, oh yeah, nah, you like Lenny Kravitz, or you like da-da-da. But then Drake came and kind of made it more acceptable to be like quote unquote black Jew.
Gotcha. That's what I think. I was like, maybe his dad is Jewish, but it's nice to hear background, because similar to my situation, I was adopted, so that's how I got the last name Seabrook too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You see?
Yeah. Shout out to people that care about us.
Exactly.
Right.
Indeed. All right, so Designed to Conquer, that started out during the pandemic.
Yes.
Give us a little feedback about that.
All right, so my background is creative. I'm an Adobe certified visual artist, so I spent a lot of time going to school and developing my graphic design techniques. During COVID, prior to COVID, I was working at JP Morgan Chase as a presentation specialist. So I was dealing with a lot of presentation decks and working with bankers to pitch ideas and things like that. But once COVID hit, we went remote. And then after going remote, I ended up getting terminated. And with the whole isolation and being separated from family and friends, I went into this real depressive state where I didn't really find any purpose or what I wanted to do. And so Design to Conquer originally was an affirmation. I said it to myself, I am designed to conquer. And it was something that helped me to regain my courage and regain my purpose. And so with that,
wow, I'm so interested to hear this. Please help me welcome my guest, Dre Steinberg. There he is.
There I am.
Dre, how you doing, dear?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me today.
I'm excited, and I'm just like the young lady said, Steinberg. When I first heard, I was like, Steinberg. What? How many people have that name? So, that's amazing. So thank you. Welcome to the show. I am designed to conquer. I love that. And I know that you was talking earlier, like in your one of your previous interviews, that you started this company, in 2020. But let's go back for a minute. Trey, and tell us, were you born and raised in New York City? Tell us about you growing up in the city.
Yes, I'm a Harlemite. I was born and raised in Harlem. Went to school primarily in Manhattan and in Harlem, and then I went to high school out in the Bronx. I graduated from Cardinal Hayes,
Okay.
and then I pretty much stayed in New York my whole life. I attended SUNY Delhi upstate New York, and then I went and got my bachelor's from and I was going to say NYU. I went and got it from. I took a program at NYU, but I graduated from New York Technology. So out in Brooklyn, City Tech is what it's called for short. But yeah, so I'm born and raised in New York. I know pretty much the whole city like the back of my hand.
Do you really?
Yeah, I travel a lot. I feel like nowadays the idea of traveling has changed. But growing up, as young as maybe like fourth or fifth grade, I was getting on subways, having to meet my mom, and picking up things that I had to bring back home. So I got very acquainted with trains and how to travel and commute at a young age.
Dang, I wish I would have known that when I was up there with my girl for the Apollo. We took the train, from Secaucus, New Jersey, over to the city. Oh my God. That's a whole nother conversation. But oh my God, it was crazy. But one of my favorite, like in Queen, one of my favorite little areas is, of course, Jamaica Avenue. I just, that's all.
Queens. Yeah.
In Queens. Yeah. So, when you went to school and everything, growing up, did you know that you wanted to do designing and web designing and create this, this world for us? Did you know that? Was that something you was interested in then?
Initially, I've always known what I didn't want to do, if that makes sense. So I've trained myself to be accepting of things that I want to work for. So I never had a fully flourished idea of the kind of industry I wanted to get involved in, but I always was creative. I did art galleries as a child. And when I went to SUNY Delhi, I initially went to school for architecture. So at that time, there wasn't this big graphic design push as far as the creative realm. This is like early 2000, like 2007, 2008. So a lot of things were relatively new in the design space.
Wow.
So my mom was more so pushing me towards being creative with an income. Like, all right, yeah, you want to do drawings and all of that? Go draw a building. let's get floor plans. Let's create stuff like that. So I attended Delhi for that endeavor, but I hated it. It was something that I wasn't passionate about. And being from New York and being in the city, being in around that kind of workspace and environment was very different. It was jarring, right? Like, so I'm used to trains and things like that. I was just in the woods and they were teaching me about like trees and stuff like that I really couldn't connect with. So when I transferred back to the city, I took some matriculated classes, basically like liberal arts, to kind of get my bearings together and figure out what I wanted to do. And then I got introduced. I was actually one of the first graduating classes of the graphic design program out in City Tech. So
good, yes.
Yeah, it was a passion turned career. So I've always been in creative realm. So like I mentioned in my other interview, prior to me starting my own company, I worked as a presentation specialist. So I would create graphics for Fortune 500 companies, primarily for like pitch decks and things like that. So I've always had a form of creativity in all the roles that I took on and worked on.
Wow, that's a blessing, man. Because everybody's not creative or have that niche, that eye. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So your mom, your dad, you have siblings? I mean, tell us about your family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest of three. So I have a middle brother who's around 32. I'm only confused because I can't remember if he's gonna be turning 33, but I think he's gonna be turning 32 this year. And then I have a 27-year-old younger brother as well. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, and we're pretty close knit family.
that's
Uh,
good.
yeah, and outside of that, yeah, it was just us. Primarily, I grew up with just my mom and my middle brother, so we lived together. And then my youngest brother, he lived out in Virginia. So
Okay.
the limit of that being an older brother to two people kind of gave me more responsibility and having to control certain
Yeah,
reactions that I had to be a better example, and then also create that kind of communication for me to have patience and try to understand now more so like clients and giving them a different perspective on certain topics, allowing them to express themselves, and being that
yeah,
older brother role allows
yeah.
for more communication development, especially in the role that I'm in now.
Right. Wow. And there's a question on the floor to you, Dre, saying, how much did hip hop graffiti inspire you?
Oh, hip hop graffiti.
Hmm.
That's interesting. My father was for a short time he did a music touring. So he worked with, I'm not sure if people are familiar with Large Professor. He's a relatively influential rapper out of Queens. He's one of
Okay.
Nas's mentors, and so my father worked alongside of them, and I was heavily influenced by hip hop, heavily influenced by graffiti, the whole aesthetic of visual representation, right? Like, so
Mm,
even with the style of graffiti, all of those have different feels, different strokes, and it
yeah.
takes the untrained eye a while to actually comprehend what these images or designs actually say. So I love graphic design in all forms, graffiti,
Yeah.
hieroglyphics, all of that.
Wow. And see, some of us don't know all the terminology like you use in that, but like, are there any like architects that inspire you? Like something that you used to see, like, wow.
I draw a lot of my inspiration from, depending on what the goal is. I'll tend to try and go and find inspiration in everyday life. So architecture, even though I'm not interested in architecture and I wouldn't want to try and build a building, there are, especially out here in New York, there are very breathtaking buildings. There's scenery out here that's amazing. I live relatively high up, so I have a scenic view of the city, so the skyline is very
Oh,
influential.
good. Okay.
But I also enjoy magazines. I also enjoy just looking at cartoons. I actually just watched the X-Men '97, which was a reboot of the original X-Men TV show, and
Yeah.
that was very inspiring as far as like color theory and how to blend colors.
Yeah.
And I typically try to draw inspiration from day to day living, pop culture, and just adding my own unique twist to things.
Wow. And so I love this. I love it. It is so good to see our young brothers just working, just having a creative mind. And I know that, even living in the city, a young man like yourself, it could have went the other way because there's so much to get into the city, so much to do. Did you ever find yourself saying, well, I don't know if I really want to do this, or did you have any challenges when you was trying to kind of get your feet in the door, starting your company?
Um, yeah, I've faced adversity a lot. One of the biggest things that pushed me towards striving for what I want is my mother passed away from cancer when I was
Oh,
19.
oh
So
man, I'm
with
sorry.
this, I thank you. When I lost her, I had to take on the household and become the the head of household and all the things that entailed with that. So while my friends had the leisureness of hanging out and not worrying about Con Ed and food and all of these things, all of
Yeah.
that stuff kind of became my responsibility, not only for myself but for my younger brother. So that kind of put me into this position of um, understanding my role as far as who I want to be presented as, right? Like, so I think that a lot of
Mhm.
times as people develop, there's different times where we go through these alterations and we have to say, who I was yesterday isn't who I am today. And how you
Right.
see me then is not who I am now. And that transition from being, my being with my mom and having the luxury of not having to worry about bills and
Right.
food and and Wi-Fi, all of those things, all of those things changed, and then I had to develop into a more focused point of view. So I may have had a different outcome had I not had to grow up so fast. But
Right.
in doing that and then thriving under those circumstances, I was able to find a way similar to when I was in the same situation once I lost my job with COVID. It was these hard moments where you either sink or you swim. One of the things that one of the
Exactly.
many quotes my mother used to tell me is do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do, right? And
Mhm.
so that's
Like that.
that's always been one of the things that when I'm sitting back and thinking about goals or where I am or where I want to be, you
Yeah.
have to do what you have to do first, and
That's
then
right.
that allows for you to kick back and relax and have that ability to do what you want to do. So those teachings that my mother passed on to me and the big brother, I guess I don't know if you want to say it syndrome or the big brother idea
Yeah.
was the pushing the envelope for me to make sure that I maintain my presence as a person that demanded respect, went out above and beyond for the things that he believed in, and
Yeah.
then refound the courage to take on the role of being a small business owner as well.
Wow. Wow. And knowing your brother, looking up to, as a role model, you understand? And, just, seeing you do all that, because I know when 2020, when COVID hit, like you say, you either gonna sink or you gonna swim. I mean, it hit hard. So when you said that, that the name I'm designed to conquer, how did you come up with that?
I didn't really. It wasn't something that I I don't know really. I don't feel like I came up with it. It was just something that I said. It came natural in other words. During
Yeah.
during the pandemic and in life in general, right? Like we face these choices and these paths that can dictate our future outcomes. So when I lost my job and I was, facing all of the other situations of social distancing and not being able to go
Yeah.
outside or be as casual or close as I was, that was very overwhelming for me. So I think that in reflecting inward about what I wanted and who I wanted to be and how I wanted
Mhm.
to again mold myself and reintroduce myself, the phrase kind
Yeah.
of manifested itself. So I was able to say, these are the things that I'm capable of. I do this, I'm good at this, I have this. And the obstacles won't discourage me, right? Like so I
Yeah.
think that the idea behind Design to Conquer and I Am Designed to Conquer is that the conquer aspect of it is important, right? Like being triumphant,
Yeah.
being willing to go above and beyond for what you believe in.
Yes.
Creating an image of yourself that you love and you respect and you admire, so that other people see that in you.
I love that. Oh, I love that. I love that. And even when you talk about, it says like designed to conquer, it's like storytelling. I love that. Talk about, how do you, when you're talking to your clients, or I'm sorry, I keep looking at this question. Someone's asking, what's your favorite cartoon? But we're gonna get back to that. But we're gonna get back to that. But you said, designed to conquer, it's like storytelling.
Yeah.
When you How do you approach your clients, or what are they mostly looking for?
They don't know. And that's one of the hurdles that I deal with a lot. And let me not call it a hurdle. It's more of a reckoning or a realization, right? Like, so what I typically like to do is spend time talking and getting to know the individual as well as the company, right? Like, so we spend time building a relationship amongst ourselves as client and the and designer conquer, so that I can understand the things that you don't understand, in a sense,
Right.
right? Like, so everybody has aspirations to be the best within their own niche or their own field, and
Right.
then you go out and pursue that dream or that passion to the best of your ability with your God-given talents. And
Mhm.
then I come in with my God-given talents and amplify that.
Right. Bam.
So my main thing is creating that collaborative effort, so that people know that I have your best intention at heart. Like, I'm only interested in elevating what you have going on. I'm not here to dismantle, but
Right.
I do believe that you have to be honest, but you also have to be able to be considerate, right? Like, so one of the things I learned is how to articulate myself in a manner that doesn't come off judgmental. Because the first thing when you're judgmental, or somebody perceives you as being judgmental, you
Yeah.
instantly defend yourself. Well, no, I
Yeah.
did that because of this, or this
Yeah.
is the reason why. Versus, if something confuses me, or if there's a situation, rather than tell you like, hey, look, it doesn't make sense to do that, I may ask, like, what was the reason behind that? Did you have a purpose for that?
Right.
Because if not, I think that it may be beneficial to come up with some other options. I have a few. And that way, storytelling is developed and crafted once the idea is flushed out and the audience is ready to receive that information. So I work with a lot of different entrepreneurs and small business owners, not only to figure out their business story, but also to kind of promote and inspire them to tell their own story. Because
Story.
people will always connect with the individual and that story faster than the business's story sometimes.
Oh man, that's amazing. I love this. I love it. There was somewhere it says, okay, I want to see this question that they have on the floor. Oh, okay. Your favorite cartoon? Okay, they keep asking that question. What's your favorite cartoon, Dre?
Um, cartoon wise, I'm not sure. Really, the X-Men '97 right now. That was a very well put together animation. I feel as though it told a unique story. The illustration was well put together. They utilized a lot of the original cast from the show. I'm born in '90, so I grew
Uh-huh.
up watching the X-Men before school. It used to come on Channel 5 and things like that. So I would watch that before school. So it was nostalgic as well. So I'm not
Yeah.
a very big cartoon person. It's not like I'm just like watching TV and
Right,
cartoons.
right, right. But you're a Marvel person.
Yeah, I tuned in for that.
Yeah, I love all of the Marvel movies. I said one day I'm going to just go for a casting for one of them. Hey,
Makes sense.
all they can say is no.
Right.
But I love that, and I think with you, Dre, just listening to everything you said today, your creative mind, you can help and inspire so many people to come alive. You understand? Because a lot of people, they don't know, like you said, they don't know what they want. But once they sit down and tell the story about themselves, and then you come in with your creative um, designs to help them create this story. It's so much needed today in small businesses, even in people's personal life, in music, you know. So I'm just interested to know these after you started. So you started in 2020, 4 years later. How has it progressed? You've seen it change over the years. It's getting better and better, right?
Yeah, so I've been able to flush out more of my own personal development. So it's very, I think it's very common in humans and people in general. It's easier for us to pick up on what's missing for other people. Like, hey, look, I suggest you do this. I noticed this. But when
Right.
you have to do it and reflect on yourself, that's when it becomes a little tedious and a little hard. I feel like I am a middle brainer. You know how they say the left brain is the creative, the right brain is the more analytical. I'm kind
Right.
of in between. But when it comes to certain responsibilities, I'll prefer to just do the graphic and the creative stuff versus the business and the development. So one of the biggest things that I did after getting my LLC was really fine tuning my business plan. And having a strong
Mm,
business plan allows for you to accomplish those goals that's in the plan. The
that's
most
right.
important word in the business plan is the plan. Like once
It's
you
right.
once you have that plan, then you can set goals in order to reach those plans and
Right.
accomplish what's needed. So one of the out of the 4 years, I've done a lot of things internally as far as organizing better so that I can be more equipped to handle the kind of clients that I want to work with. But I also
Mm,
in the past year have created incentives that I feel are important. I'm
okay.
a big believer in sharing the knowledge. And so one of the most recent things that I've done is something called LLC Ready NYC, where I'm offering LLC formation services for free. I'll help any entrepreneur that is interested in starting their own business or turning their idea into a business. I'll help you with the LLC formation. The only thing that you would have to pay for is the the New York City filing fee. So once you pay the fee, everything is all set. But I'll walk you through and educate you on how to utilize all of these things
Wow.
and put yourself in a position to conquer your industry. And so
For
I'm
free? That's a blessing. See, that I know what's something I love about you, Dre. That's what I'm talking about. And I say on the show each week, each one teach one. And as you heard him say for the listeners out there, if you're in the New York City area, he's willing to help you. As he said, you have to pay for your filing fee, but he's really willing to give you those nuggets. And I think that's so important and so great that you're doing that. And I know God is going to bless you, just because you are helping someone to get, reach their goals, because a lot of people just don't know. And like the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. But you need someone. When he's saying write the vision, make it plain, he needs you to write it down. But then here you come steps in to kind of push that plan together and help them start their business. I absolutely love it. Someone's asking a question saying, what advice would you give to a fellow entrepreneur at this point? Just what would you tell them now? First of all, get up and do something. But okay, I'll let you speak.
all right. I think entrepreneurship is definitely challenging.
It is.
There are multiple things I would tell a person. Primarily, I feel like once you have your foundation set with your business, meaning that you have your LLC, you have a business plan, you have your EIN number, and you have your business bank account, those 4 things, that solidifies the company. So as an entrepreneur, I definitely encourage you to get those things completed so that you'll be taken more seriously. You'll have more authority, and
Right.
you'll have access to more state and city opportunities. But
Right.
also, I would definitely encourage people to find a team, find people that would be as interested in what you want to do as you are. And then lastly, utilize the library. I love the library now.
Wow. You love the libraries, right?
Yeah, I'm in there frequently, probably every week.
Wow. And so do you just read? You do a lot of studying, a lot of
So
reading, a lot of growth?
in New York, we have a business library or business branch in the library. So
Okay.
the library that I go to, I speak with business librarians, and instead of asking Google, I'll ask them. And then the benefit of the library is that they have private servers, so they have their own intranet of access. So you can go into the library computer and get more direct information when it comes to building out your business and figuring out, like things like target audience and how to purchase property, so forth and so forth.
Yeah.
The library just for me, once I went in there and saw the capability of what they offer, I was hooked. And a lot of the things, not even a lot, everything in there is free. It's not even a lot. Everything in there is free. You can ask a million questions, and I definitely prefer asking a person a question because then I feel as though the knowledge sinks in a little better because I can go on Google and get 16 different opinions
Right.
about the topic, or I have to siphon through websites to make sure that they are real or that the information is true. Whereas, I can ask a business librarian a question, and they'll pull up fact sheets of information and
Right.
data and show this time in this year this happened. And having that as a resource, the librarians at the library to me are already a part of my company. So they're my extended
Yes.
faculty. So I work with them consistently to the point where, they know me by name now.
Wow. I'm so glad you said that because it was a question on the floor that said, do you think it's easy to start a business in New York City? And what are some of the stereotypes you rich folks? But what I'm thinking, what it's in my mind right now, if someone is, moving to New York City and they want to start their business and getting started, because I know it's hard. They're looking at the city like, oh my God, where do I start? But you said something about this, the business library. I think that would be a great start to figure out a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. The libraries here are open. Well, it used to be 7 days a week, but now our mayor, he's doing some crazy stuff with with our money, so it's only open 6 days a week now. But yeah, I think it's open until 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
They let you eat in there now. So I know before you couldn't eat, you couldn't drink for real. But like now you can spend the whole day in there and get so much information,
Yeah.
especially when you need help with organizing all the left and right thoughts and the things that don't seem to coincide with one another. I spend a lot of time before going to the library writing down all the questions that I think of. Like, all right, well, how can I find out about a target audience in this neighborhood? What's the best resource to have for my niche? How do I find X, Y, and Z? And then I'll go there with my list of questions and just, hey, look, I got a lot of these questions. And the librarians there always, for some reason, is a little interesting to see like how excited and interested they are with helping solve those problems. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
here's this, and you can look this up and use that, and they'll give you work to do for sure. So if you come with a question, your one question may lead you to 3 or 4 more questions after they provide you that information, because then now you're learning, and then that's sparking more information and more curiosity for you to continue to push that idea further.
Wow, I love this is great. I'm so glad that you came on, Trey, to talk about this. And I think this would even, because I didn't know that Trey that was on here earlier. I didn't know he was in New York City. I knew he was in Florida, so now he's in New York City. So I'm sure he'll be listening in, on this, and just to give him the ideas to figure out what he wants to do next and all that.
Yeah.
So you have been a great inspiration. Shout out to Raven Robertson, for connecting us together. I just want to say to you, I'm getting ready to call you Trey. um, I'm proud. I'm really proud. I'm so happy that you have taken this step, actually in 2020 to start this company, because I really feel that it's going to help and inspire. Look at Mark, a lot of people, and that you're on the right track. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next 4 to 5 years. I probably won't even be able to get you on the show. You're probably going to be so
He's gonna be too big and everything. I just was gonna pop in, Trey, and everything to thank you and all along those lines, because ironically I was having this conversation yesterday and everything, and I don't even know if I've mentioned it to Coco before, but my grandmother was a librarian, so the fact that you're giving all this love to librarians is really appreciated. And she actually, in the late 1920s, which we know a lot of Black folks, no matter kind of like that Jewish name, no matter what your color tone is, were attending Columbia University. But she got a library science degree from Columbia in the late 20s, which of course, as you know, is in New York City. So just the fact that you were spouting the virtues of library sciences, because like I said, my grandma passed way back in the early 80s and all in that space. I was just going to thank you for that on behalf of her and other librarians that I know and all along those lines. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of love and accolades, because the library is a very important part of my life as well. So I just want to give you that.
I think I have. Look, I have my. Where is it? My library card is right here.
Look at that! Oh yes, that's what I'm
use
talking
the library
about.
all the time. I love the library.
Yes, that's very inspirational, especially to our young folks that's watching this evening. I pray that they really took the nuggets that you've given tonight to move forward, to inspire them to whatever they want to do. But before we leave, there's two things. So we have your information running at the bottom of the screen, but can you tell the viewers how they can reach you, how they can contact you and things like that?
Yeah, so feel free to contact me at hello@designtoconquer.com. My website is designtoconquer.com. The best way, again, is just via email. I'm available on social media as well, so you can contact me on Instagram at Design to Conquer LLC.
Okay.
And yeah, feel free to hit me up, especially if you're interested in the LLC program or the LLC initiative that we have going on right now. I'm eager to help with any kind of steps it may take to get you to your dream.
Yeah, Coco, just really quickly, because I had to teach you as well and everything. You do know that same grandma that I was talking about was a librarian at a university for 5 years that is very dear to your heart and everything, because in the early 30s, she was the librarian for the Shaw Bears.
Shaw University, yes. 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 So listen, one question I want to ask you, one thing I want to ask, and that you leave with us today, Dre, for any inspiring young entrepreneur that's trying to start their business, or to the young African American male, and what inspiration would you give to them today?
Strive for what you want, or you'll have to settle for what you have.
Ooh, wait. If somebody's out there listening, can they put that in the chat? That was good right there, Dre. Say that again.
You have to strive for what you want, or you're going to end up settling for what you have.
God. Oh, that's good. Boy, I'm gonna have to call you outside of the show, get some of these quotes from you and your mom. I'm telling you, that's good right there. Really.
Yeah, like so struggle and triumph are more or less the same thing. Like you struggle in your own regard, but struggle isn't the end. You have to strive. You push through that challenge. You push through those obstacles so that you then will be able to strive for what you want. And then once you have that, there's nothing holding you back. Everybody's gonna face adversity. Everybody's gonna face hiccups. Everybody's gonna face injustices in regards to different things. But it's the tenacity and the willingness to win, right? Like again, conquer. Like I feel like the conquer is the driving force of what will allow us to prevail for anything that we want. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a student or an athlete, in any field or in any niche, we sometimes find ourselves as the biggest hindrance in our own development. So, you
Yeah.
have to strive for what you want.
Wow, I love that quote. And you see it's popping up on the screen here. Make sure, guys, when y'all use it, you say Dre. Don't act like you came up with that quote. Make sure you give Dre his props. I love that, man. You have been absolutely wonderful. You've touched our hearts today, our minds. You inspired us. And I just want to say thank you, man. I make sure when I come back up top, I'll hit you up.
Yes, please do, yeah.
I'll
help you around so that you don't get lost and waste too much time on the train.
Yeah, on the trains. It was terrible. But yeah, I'll definitely do that. But thank you so much. We're going to be supporting you, man. We're going to be supporting you, whatever you need. If you need anything from us, just please let us know. And all that good stuff. We're going to have you back on the show, and all that. So we thank you again, honestly, for what you have brought here tonight. I know that it has and it will inspire a lot of people. You don't know, Dre, you changed somebody's life tonight. And that's what we wanted. Okay? That's what we wanted.
Yes, I'm super grateful to be here, and I appreciate you, and thank you for opening up your show to me so that I can, spread some more information and help whoever needs to be helped. So I look forward to being back on the show. I look forward to all the people that are interested in working with me or contacting me. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram if that's what you prefer, at Design to Conquer LLC, Facebook Design to Conquer LLC, or you can shoot me an email at hello@designtoconquer.com.
Yes, you heard it. You heard it from the man himself, Mr. Dre Steinberg. Thank you so much. God bless you. We love you here, and we will definitely talk to you sooner than later. All right?
Absolutely. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, guys. Thank you guys for listening, watching the show tonight. I know that you were excited about our guest that we had on. We had Mr. Trey Sneed and also Dre Steinberg here with us. So we pray that you have taken something from this show tonight to encourage your heart, to inspire you, to give you inspiration, to give you that push that you need, because God has created a gift in you. What is your gift? What is your calling? And as he said about striving for what you want, or you're going to have to settle for what you have. I love that. So, God has already created the gift for you, and he's put that into you. All you have to do now is push towards it. Okay. So listen, we're going to leave you tonight with a song tonight from Mr. Aaron McCoy, my brother, my homeboy. He has a new single that's out that's called Amazing. We want you to support him. We're going to try to bring him on the show in the next couple of weeks. I know that he's traveling, but maybe next week we can. TT, can you make that happen? We can get him on here for a little while, but I want you to check out his song tonight that's called Amazing by Mr. Aaron McCoy. We say to you every week, thank you again for everyone supporting the show. If you want to be a part of the show, please make sure you contact me. If you want to donate, we're looking for sponsors and things for the show, because if you want to continue to see these great, amazing and artists and entrepreneurs and business owners, we do need your support. So please reach out to me. You can cash up us at $ the Coco McMillan Show, which is DCMS. That's it. $ the CMS. Or just call me, contact me. We can make it happen. If you want to run your commercials or a flyer or anything for the show, we can certainly do that for you as well. So listen, we say to you every week to trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. God bless you tonight. Again, we're going to leave you with my boy, Mr. Aaron McCoy. Amazing. We will see you next week. God bless you all.